starting now. Okay, cool. All right. So walk me through what you do know. I know yesterday you were saying you're just getting started, right? Which is cool. But my question is, have you started like talking to any agents or picking up the phone or talking to any sellers or any of that stuff yet?
Yeah, so I keep getting like mixed up on stuff to do. About 3 weeks ago, I was doing driving for dollars about like
Cool.
probably like 5 to 6 hours every day, but it was kind of hard to pull the lists and find like the distressed properties. I tried then going into Facebook and finding like somebody who had a buy box up and was looking in their area. I did end up getting about like, so that time I was texting. I got about 200 texts out to properties. I got one person that was interested but wouldn't talk to me. I tried to call them a few times. I'm going to keep in contact with them though, because they didn't say no. They're just not answering my questions.
Okay.
So then this last week, I've been more reaching out to agents and trying to find like off market and on market fix and flips. So I am getting a hang of the calling, and I guess I need to be more organized because I was using a free batch leads, and so I lost my list of my distressed houses. So I'm going to need to do that again if I decide to go direct to seller.
Okay.
But I feel like I got a little understanding on comping too. So where I'm lost is like, I guess I don't want to get under contract with something before I have like buyers and stuff.
Okay.
But
All right,
also
cool.
looking into the lending and stuff. So I know like I should probably, if I find a good deal and I know a couple construction crews around here. I've been talking to some fixers in my area. So I might be able to like go the lending route if I find a deal that I know would work. But I want to jump in somewhere. So
Okay. Okay, cool. All right. And by the way, I think it's great that you did the driving for dollars. All right. That's actually one of the best ways, and it's the most focused and niche lists that you could make. That driving for dollars list, when you were going out there and you were writing them down, were you actually talking to anybody? Did you ever go and knock on the door or any of that stuff?
no, so I didn't ever do it. I was only doing it virtually. So
Virtual driving for dollars. Okay. Okay, cool. And you were doing that for about 5 hours?
5 hours a day, yeah, for like a whole week.
Wow, man.
Yeah. So like
That's impressive.
I have the time to put into this right now. I like really need to make it work. So
Cool. All right. And you're a single father of 2.
yeah.
All right, man. All right. We're going to do this. Okay. So first thing I want you to do, a couple things. Number one, do you use social, so you have your Facebook profile on social media and all of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to make sure that you're branded correctly. Okay. So you are hereafter known as a real estate investor. You buy homes, you buy ugly properties, and you buy multifamily properties. I need that to be branded on all of your social media profiles. So your Facebook profile, your Instagram profile. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile, you need to have a LinkedIn profile. You need on your TikTok profile, a Twitter profile, whatever it might be. You have to make sure that it says that you are a real estate investor and that you buy properties all cash. I buy ugly homes. I buy multifamily. I buy land. Okay. I want that on there. The reason that I need you to have that on there is because if you ever do any type of communication with an agent or a buyer or a seller, and then they Google you or they Google your name or your number, and then you pop up, you need to have a certain amount of credibility. Okay. So that's the very first thing. I want you to do that. Now, you have your last name is Jordan, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Justin Jordan is your name is probably going to be a little bit more common than say my name. My last name is a little unique. So because of that, I have a little bit of an advantage because if they Google my name, I'll show up almost immediately. There's not too many with my last name. Your name is a little bit more common, right?
Yeah.
So because of that, it's important. It's even more important that your profiles are up to date, and that you try to. It's called ranking for your own name. You need to show up when they look you up, right? So that way people know who you are. So.
Okay.
Let's work on that. Let's make sure all your social media profiles are all up to date and that they all reflect who you are, okay, and who you want to be. Okay.
All right.
All right. So that's the first thing. And the good news is don't worry about taking notes because I'm going to give you the video anyway. All right.
Okay.
Okay, cool. That's the very first thing. Okay. The second thing is I need to know your schedule. I mean, what are you I think what you told me on the phone yesterday that you can work from like 9 to like 2 because then you got the kids, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you've
But
got
even after that, like they're usually preoccupied. And then we have like soccer on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So
okay.
and then we Saturdays too. But
Dude, I know what that's like. Totally know it. I got 5 kids. So yeah, so I completely relate with that. Okay, cool. So really your golden hours are 9 to 2, 9 to 1, right? That's roughly those. You can work a little bit more and we'll consider those bonus hours if you can get to it, okay? But
Okay.
9 to 1 is when you're like, I need you hyper focused on what you're doing. All right.
Yeah.
So during those hours, you can't be doing anything else, and it's easy to get a little distracted. But you're gonna have to do your best to like stay on course. Okay. So what I want you to do is we're gonna start you with on-market properties. Okay.
Okay.
We need to identify which market you want to tap into. Now, you're in what part of town?
I'm in Atascadero, so it's like Central Coast
Cool.
of California.
Okay, cool. All right. So we're going to pick your market, your area. That's going to be one of your markets. All right.
Okay.
And then I want you to also pick a couple other virtual markets. All right.
Okay.
Oklahoma's a good virtual market. Tampa's Carolinas. Okay, so the Carolinas.
Yeah.
I'll get you some other cities that I want you to start focusing on.
Okay.
I think Boise, Idaho, too, right? Idaho's good.
Yeah, it's slowing down though.
Is it slowing?
I'm gonna send you a list.
Okay, so I'm gonna get you a list of virtual things. That's Danny, and if we work together, you'll eventually meet who he is. He's on our disposition side.
Okay.
Dispo Danny. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna get you a list of other virtual markets that I want you to attack. Okay, and I'm gonna give you a tool. All right. In fact, let me show you this tool. Hold on, I'm gonna do a screen share real quick. All right, you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you don't need any of the other tools that are out there. There are some good ones. Batch is good. Privy is good. Those are all good tools.
Okay.
I'm going to give you one, though, that is free, and it does the job. Okay.
Okay.
What you're looking at is a spreadsheet of every possible search with the keywords already done for you. Bank, bankruptcy, cash, confirmation, fixer, foreclosure, handyman, investor, probate, repair. These words are the words that are showing up in the Zillow searches for a particular property. Then we have them organized per state in all 50 states. Okay. So let's say we go after the Carolinas. Let's just do North Carolina for now. As an example, if you copy this, you can come up here and you can paste that in there. And this search is already done. So basically what you're looking at are all 50 listings in that state that are all cash. So basically, if you look at the comments, so let's click on this one. It's either going to say it has to go all cash or we're accepting cash offers. Let's scroll down. As is cash buyer, handyman needed. All right.
Okay.
So what I'm showing you is all this work has already been done for you. All you have to do is open the right link and now reach out to this agent.
Okay.
Okay. Now here's the thing. A lot of times what I see people do is they will look at this, right? And they'll say, okay, let me look at this. Let me analyze if there's a deal. And then they're going to want to comp it. And then they're going to want to try to estimate the repairs. And then they're going to want to try to find out if there's a deal or not. Okay.
Yeah.
This is definitely a rehab. Okay. But
Okay.
here's the deal. I want you to get on the phone and call the agent. In my opinion,
Okay.
that is what's most important. Okay.
All right.
So when you come here, we're going to do a quick call just so that you see exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So a lot of times on Zillow, the number is not there. So what you have to do is you have to search for the agent.
Yeah.
Then you search for the agent, and here you go. You've got this telephone number, and then you've also got this telephone number. No, that's the same number. So I'm assuming it's probably the mobile phone. Okay.
Okay.
Now, once you get this information, you need to call the agent, and you have to ask them a few questions. Number one, you have to find out if it's still available. Okay. Because if it's not available, or if they have, multiple offers, or they're about to accept an offer, there's no point in really pushing the conversation, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes people will come in here, they'll look at this, they'll start comping it, they'll do all this work, and then they'll call the agent, and they'll discover they accepted an offer the night before, and you just lost 5, 10, 15 minutes comping this puppy, and there was no reason to. So that's why my recommendation is call the agent first. Ask them if it's available. My phone will not stop. Ask them if it's available. Number one. Number two, ask them if they've had any offers on it. Okay.
Okay.
The reason you want to know if they've had any offers on it is because if let's say that you look at this and later on you comp this, and he or she tells you, yeah, we've had some offers really low at like 120. The seller hasn't accepted them. You already know that the seller has had opportunities to accept lower offers and they didn't do it. Now, that might be because they're just not motivated. That might be because it's a brand new listing. I mean, there could be a variety of reasons, but the point is you won't know this until you ask the agent. So you got to ask them, is it available? Have you had any offers on the property? Okay, yes or no. Is there any flexibility in the price? Okay. And then you wait and see what they say. Yeah, they're kind of flexible. And then the last question is, great, thank you for sharing that with me. So are they going to stay in the area after they sell? And then you wait and see what they say. Okay. If they say, yeah, they'll probably stay in the area. Or if they say, no, they're moving out of state. Or if they say they're already gone. Like, clearly this property's vacant. This one's obvious, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, not necessarily. Look, there's a better. So they are living in this one. So the question of me, when you ask them if they don't sell it, are they going to stay in the house? That's a good question to ask, right? That's an important question to ask, because now you know, again, their level of motivation. But see, you won't know this until you ask those questions. And so what happens is too many people, they just go shotgun rapid fire, and then they just go and they call the agent and say, hey, Pansy, I'd like to make an offer on this for $99,000. And the agent, of course, shoots them down, tells them, no, it's not going to happen. And they lost a potential opportunity because they came and they approached it the wrong way, just saying, hey, give me a 50% discount, as opposed to, Pansy, hey, listen, my name's Paul. I'm an interested party. I'm thinking about purchasing this either as a fix and flip or potentially as a rental. Are there any offers on the table right now? No. Okay, great. Is it still available? No. Have you received any offers on the property? Yeah, we got a couple. Oh, you did get a couple. Okay. And did those go anywhere? No, those didn't go anywhere. They were too low. Oh, they were too low. I see. Okay. Well, I mean, is there any flexibility in the price? Yes, there is some flexibility. No, there isn't some flexibility. Okay, fantastic. Well, I mean, just out of curiosity, if they sell it, are they going to stay in the area, or where they're moving to next? Well, they're moving out of state. Oh, they're moving out of state. Okay, great. And what happens if they don't sell it? Well, now you might get a snooty agent that's going to say something like, that's none of your business. Okay, that's always a possibility too, but it doesn't matter. The idea here is ask those questions.
All right.
Okay? Now, once you've discovered all this and you got this information, now you can decide, okay, is this worth me trying to comp out? Okay, then you can try to comp it out yourself. All right. So I'm going to prove it to you. We're going to call Pansy right now. We're going to see if I can get a conversation going. And then I'm also going to show you a little bit of a comping tool. Now, to make calls, I use a tool called Dialpad.
Okay.
I don't know what you use or if you use your mobile number, but I like Dialpad.
Yeah, I've been using Google Voice.
Google Voice is cool. You have to be careful though, because if you do too many outbound calls with Google Voice, or if you send too many outbound texts with Google Voice, sorry, too much talking and I'm losing oxygen. If you do that, what happens is they will freeze your Google Voice number or your Google Voice account. I had that happen to me many times, to the point where I want eventually they just shut my whole Google account down. So dial pad does cost money, but
Okay.
you know the benefit is that I don't have to worry about anybody ever shutting my account down.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do a call right now. I'm gonna put it on speaker so that you can hear it. Okay.
Okay.
Why is it not ringing?
Your call did not go through. Will you please try your call again?
That's not good.
We're
Let's try one more time.
For sure. So let me start off with the first type of lead that you're going to start farming.
This also might be why the property is not for sale. I mean, hasn't sold.
Yeah.
Can't even get a hold of the agent.
So I want to share my screen.
Seems like it's a bad number. Okay, another thing. Well, I'm not going to spend my time waiting for this to load. When you are going after on-market properties, and you see that there's like 50 here, sort them from newest to oldest, and start with the oldest ones first.
Okay.
Okay, the oldest ones. I should have told you this at the very beginning. Forgive me for forgetting.
That's okay. I've been doing that.
Cool. Good. So these have been on there for a while. Franklin, North Carolina. They just reduced it. So this would be a good one to take a look at. All right. This is good. This is a fixer. Right?
Yeah.
Let's see if we get a hold of the agent. Okay.
Okay.
Anderson Ernst. Search for Anderson Ernst. And here's his telephone number. You can hear that, right?
Not the ringing.
Huh.
Last time I couldn't hear the ringing first though, but I heard the answering machine.
Crazy. So you can't hear the ringing?
No, but I can't.
That's weird.
So I'm thinking Monday, Friday.
Hey, Anderson with Remax.
Can you hear it now or no?
Yeah, I can hear when they start talking.
All right. If they don't answer, well, I would call back twice. I know that it sounds like we're annoying people, but call it. You want to try to call them twice.
Yeah.
If they don't answer, I want you to shoot them a text message. It's very simple. Hi, Anderson. I don't really like leaving messages. It takes too long. I'd rather send them a text message.
Yeah.
Copy the address. Claim about the property. All you want to say is interested party. Okay?
Yeah.
Then I send the message. Done. All right. And now I would go back and I do it again. Go find another one. Now, if you think about it, not all of these markets are markets that you want to be in. Okay. That's
Okay.
also important. So Charlotte is a big city. Greensboro is a big city. But see, like the ones down here where it's all rural,
Yeah.
those are going to be hard to dispo. They're going to be
Okay.
hard to sell. Okay. So the bigger cities is where you want to be. So you want all the ones in Charlotte, you want all the ones in Greensboro, you want all the ones in Durham and Raleigh. Those are your
Okay.
big cities. Or maybe Fayetteville too. Okay. Then when
Okay.
you're done with this, you can go back and now you try a different keyword. So you just did cash. Now you can go to confirmation. Confirmation is for like court confirmation. Then you can go to fixer. Then you go to foreclosure. And then you slowly work your way through the state and you check these every day.
Okay.
If I'm working part-time, if I do 2 hours, I would expect that somebody should be able to do 7 agent outreaches every 2 hours. So if they're doing 4 hours, that means that there should be no reason that someone can't do 14. And then in your case, if you're doing from like 9 to 1, 9 to 2, you should be able to do about 21 of these a day.
Okay.
That should be your target and that should be your goal. Now, the minute you got something, right? Someone says, okay, yeah, think about it, let me know. And then you run your numbers, then you're going to have to go back and you're going to have to comp the property. Okay.
Okay.
So let's take a look at the one we just called, just as an example. I know, you want me to comp this one just so that you see how we do it?
Sure.
Okay. Let me get one that's in a bigger city because I'll have better luck finding comps there. Okay, so we've got this one. This one's 189,000. Clearly, this is a fixer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how would you estimate repairs on this one?
I've been using there's like the elephant challenge estimate repair sheet. So I think like on the low end, it was like something like 30 per square foot. And then like a higher end would be like closer to 80 or 90 per square foot. And then like landscaping and stuff, like different things.
Okay. That's actually pretty good. My numbers are like this. And I don't want to teach you otherwise, but if it's a lipstick fixer, for me, lipstick is like, it just needs paint and carpet. I do $25 a square foot.
Okay.
Okay. If it's an average fixer, right, which means that it's paint, carpet, and then a remodel. So if I have to remodel the kitchen, or if I have to remodel some of the bedrooms, or if I have to do a remodel, I do $45 a square foot personally. Okay. Now, if it's a really bad fixer, then I would do $65 a square foot. Now I know from 80 to 65 is about $15. So if you want to round it up to 70, you can do that too. But if that means that's a real beater, right? I know it needs a new roof. I know it needs some foundation. I know it needs all that stuff. Then I'll use about $65, $70 a square foot. So in this case, what would you guesstimate we would be using? I can tell that it needs a roof. I don't know about the foundation, but you definitely, this is a rehab.
Yeah, I'll probably need almost a full renovation. So probably around the 60 or 65.
Cool. That's what I thought too. Okay, so in this case, we just multiply. We'll do 65 times 1042. What did I just do? 65 times 1042. Again, where's the star? So 67,000. Now, the other thing that I tend to do is I will always round up. Okay. Just so that I use flat numbers, number one. And I always want you rounding up. I never want you rounding down. It's always better to overestimate repairs than to underestimate repairs. And these days, investors are always saying it's more anyway. So in this case, I would probably say we're looking at about $70,000 to $75,000 in repairs for this one. I'm thinking, and it might actually even be more. It could potentially be up to 80. All right. So let's round up. Let's just assume worst case scenario, it's $80,000 to repair this house. Okay.
Okay.
Do you have a calculator that you use?
It's just another one from the elephant challenge.
Okay. So here's what we use.
Okay.
Elephant challenge calculator is pretty good too. This one's just really easy for me. That's why I use it. I'm not like sharpest tool in the shed. But we just said rehab is about 80. And this is where you would put your fee, what you'd like to generate. So let's say you want to make like a $30,000 wholesale fee. Okay. This will help you determine what price you need to get it at. Now we got to figure out the ARV. So we know what the rehab is, and we know what we want to make. So now let's figure out, let's comp this out. So in order to do this, what I usually do is I just copy the web address for that particular property, put it in here. I take a look at the map.
I know you're on a meeting at 1:15. Is the automations guy for HubSpot?
I look at. Hold on. What time?
11:15 in 8 minutes.
Okay. All right. So I got about 10 minutes, but for me to cover this with you. Okay.
That's fine.
So we figured this out, but that doesn't mean we can't have another meeting. So we figured this out, and then I figure out where it's at on the map.
Okay.
And then what I do is I come here. Now, a lot of times you're going to have to clear all your filters. So what I will want you to do is come down to Zillow and click reset all filters.
Okay.
Okay. And then click apply. Now, all you want are the sold properties. You only want houses. So you will click deselect all and then houses.
Okay.
And then you only want comps that have sold in the last 14 days. That's it.
Okay.
Those are your best comps. Now I'm going to go back to the map and I'm going to try to figure out where I'm at. So Sugar Creek Road. Where's Sugar Creek Road? That's it, isn't it? Right here. And where are we? We're right above this thing. So here's probably our best comp. 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,300 square feet. This one is a little bit larger. You can only go 20% up and 20% down on square footage. Okay.
Okay.
So at 1,042, I can do 800 or I can do 1,200. This one is a little bit bigger at 13, but it's doable. Now, my biggest concern though is not the square footage. What do you think my biggest concern is about this property?
That looks brand new, pretty much.
Yep. It looks like it's new construction. You can't use new construction. You cannot compare new construction to older homes.
Yeah.
Okay? That's big no. So what I can do so that I don't see those is I go back to home type, or excuse me, more, and then I go to year built and I set the year built no newer than 1970.
Okay.
That hurts us a lot, but at least it gives us some comps. All right, 4-bed, 2-bath. And here's a house. So this one's not a rehabbed home.
It's like a more of a lipstick.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, it's livable. Somebody can still come in here and live in this house. Okay.
Yeah.
So we know that a livable house is probably going to sell for 283. That just sold. Okay,
Yeah.
283. So let's say, and now here's the thing though. This is a 4-bed, 2-bath, and it's 1,700 square feet.
Yeah, it's way bigger.
Yeah, ours is a 3-bed, 1-bath, 1,000 square feet. So if we know that this one sold for 283, then there's a very good chance that this is probably 189 is probably what it's worth if it was in pristine condition. So now what I need to do then is I need to adjust my square footage. So I'm going to adjust my square footage to 750 and 1,500 just to see what I get.
Okay.
And now I have even less comps. So what do? You adjust the time again. So instead of 14 days, now we'll go 30 days.
Okay.
Okay. And that's not good either because I wouldn't go that far down here for a comp.
Yeah.
But let's see what happens in 90 days. So in 90 days, I've got something 2-bed, 1-bath. This is actually a pretty good comp. This is a great comp.
It looks similar.
And this is a flip, I think. Oh, no. It's not a flip. It's a rental, but it's in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look at it. 1941. So let's think about this, dude. This is crazy. So when you come down here, if you go to price tax and history, when you click this, they bought it in March for 183. Okay.
Okay.
Then they fixed it and they put it back up for sale a month later for 225. And they ended up selling it for 220 in September.
Okay.
All right. So let's just say that ours then is worth, let's just say that because of the market, it's not worth 220, it's worth 210.
Okay.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to make $30,000 off of this, and you know that the rehab is 80,000 and the ARV is 210, if you acquire this property at 125 and you try to sell it to an investor for 155, if that investor uses hard money, this is hard money, and this is all cash. I should just put this as all cash. All cash. Okay. The investor is actually losing 71,000.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So now you adjust your numbers. So if you can adjust your numbers to 90, wait a minute, Joe, what just happened here? If I adjust it to 90, they're losing a little bit less. 75. Yeah, they're still losing money if they use hard money. Now, if they do all cash, though, if they pay 185, yeah, they're only making $2,000.
Yeah.
Okay, now where am I getting this acquisition price of 185? That's their investor's price, and that's the rehab.
Okay.
Let's try 60. Yeah, this one's not a good deal.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's just not a good deal at all. That's too bad. Anyway, so using this calculator is how you'd be able to tell if there's any meat on the bone for you to be able to do this. I mean, it's just, there's no way. I mean, you'd have to get it for such a ridiculously low price.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure. Okay, so in order for you to make your money at 30, let's say you don't want to make 30,000. Let's say you only want to make 15,000 on this wholesale deal. Okay, that would put more money in the investor's pocket. So they would spend 35,000 short to close. Do you know what this means?
No.
Okay,
Is that's the closing costs?
basically, that's when they're using hard money. They have to come in with at least 15% down.
Okay.
So they spend 35,000 and then they make 20,000. So it's actually not a bad deal if they go hard money,
Okay.
because they're only spending 35,000 to make 20. Now,
Yeah.
if they go all cash, right? If they go all cash, then they're spending the acquisition price, which is the rehab plus the investor's price. They're spending 135 to make 50. So it's actually a good deal if it's an all cash deal. But you have to get it at 40,000.
Yeah.
You have to convince them to get. Now, look, I've seen crazy things happen. So it's not that this is impossible, but you'd have to talk to the agent. So you wouldn't know any of that unless the agent said, yeah, you know, that, I mean, look it's been getting a lot of views. You know, I would call her, see what she says.
Okay.
I just don't see how this thing could go for 189 when you've got really nice houses that are selling for 220.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. But again, you'd have to call the agent. That's the only way to find this out.
Okay.
Okay. So again, going back to what I was talking about earlier, you know, when you're full time, I'm going to do the stop presenting. Okay. The best way to make money now is to focus on the on-market deals in multiple markets where there's activity. And for the number of hours that you're working, you should be doing a minimum of 21 of these a day.
Okay.
Minimum. Okay. Now, if you are interested in learning about like our team, okay, you're here. I'm going to stop recording right here because that's not necessarily training.
The reason that's so important is that's